Yes, and I'm getting us live here so we can see your comments.
Just get set up a little bit.
Yes, and we'll let you start hopping on now that we're live. We are having a great June blueberry time today.
We are. We went blueberry picking this week in preparation for today, so we have fresh blueberries. But first, we have to introduce yourself just the only way we know how.
Welcome to Pandemic Pantry. We know you might feel antsy, but soon you'll be cooking so fancy. Stay and cook along with us today.
Woo! Oh, just gets better and better.
Woo!
So, if you don't know me, my name is Kate Wheaton. I am the Director of Hospitality at First United Methodist Church in Cloverdale.
And I'm Adrienne Borden, the Director of 50 Plus Ministries at First United Methodist Church.
And we have teamed up week by week through this pandemic just to bring you some fun, recreational inspiration some days, and some days some tried and true kitchen treats. So today we are going to be making meringue.
Yes.
So we've kind of stepped outside the box though, so we are going to do a cheeky little meringue roulade. And we are going to roll that up with a blueberry cream. Yum.
Yes.
And then we are going to have a play and we're going to make some macarons.
Yes.
So we're going to try and we've got a little bit of noisy whisking. Oh, we have a fly.
We have a fly. He's our friend.
So with our blueberries, we went blueberry picking, and I did just start this before we got here. I put maybe 1.5 cups of fresh blueberries in here, a splash of water. I just put a couple of tablespoons of sugar. You could put more or none. It's going to be wrapped in sugar, so it doesn't need an awful lot. And we're just bringing that up to the boil, and then we're going to thicken that and then leave it to one side, ready to fold into our cream. So,
and why don't we say a blessing upon today's Pandemic Pantry? It's a really busy week at the church this week. Children's Ministries is having staycation Bible school.
Yes, they
instead of vacation Bible school.
They are.
Because we're all having to adapt, and that includes children's ministries. But we're going to actually walk you through that Bible verse to start things off.
To share the love.
Yes.
So, are we ready?
Yes.
Got our Bibles
Get
ready?
your Bibles out.
Okay. Ephesians 6, verse 10. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power. So we are all on the same page this week, so that's really exciting.
Yeah, we hope everything's going well with Staycation Bible School. You know, it's a weird time, so.
Yeah, so they had a lot of boxes ready for that drive-through on Sunday, so I think there'll be some very engaged kids. We had toiled with the idea of making our own tent that we could have like popped out from under, but you know, watch that thought.
Yeah,
Maybe next time. Stay tuned. Okay, well back to my over-enthusiasm about the blueberries. So I'm just going to finish this. We had said we would do this second, but we're going to do it first as it's done.
Okay.
So my blueberries have come to the boil, and I want to thicken that, so I'm going to do it with corn.
Do you want me to come closer?
Starch, as you call it. I think you're good for a minute.
Okay.
Corn flour, I call it. So I'm just going to put a couple of heap spoonfuls, and the amount is going to depend on how much you've got in there. But I've got about 2 teaspoons. And then I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of water to that, just enough, or maybe that you can see that it's called slaking your corn flour. Oh. So it's runny, like this. So I don't want to just add that cold mixture straight into there, because otherwise you'll get glumpy lumps. So I want to put some of my hot mixture back into my corn flour.
Wow!
So that they kind of meet in the middle somewhere. So
that's why I always have glumpy lumps.
See, and now you know what to call them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. So now I've got some of my mixture in there, and I'm going to reach. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
And then we're going to tip that back in and just bring that up to the boil. And I'm going to do that while Adrienne just says hello.
Yes, hello. I'm going to say hello to everyone I can see on here. And if I miss you, I'm sorry. I haven't seen your name. Mary Brown is watching and looking forward to this. I'm so glad. Elaine, you're back with us. Natasha's mother. And my mom says I love blueberries.
Oh, and we love you.
And we love you. And Elaine is actually watching from Fort Payne. Yeah, if you guys want to let us know where you are. Betty Saunders is watching, and Kathleen Studstill is watching.
So we have Florida.
Yes.
So excited.
We're so glad y'all are here. And
I know a lot of people will be watching our reruns. We say that everybody's very busy. Busy.
I feel like things have turned back on for the most part, but at the same time, we're all still having to be very, very careful, and we can't just get straight back into our routines. And speaking of routines, we've gotten into this habit of like having these baked goods drives, but the next drive, if you guys want to be able to do a little bit of preparation, we are going to provide drinks for sanitation workers on Thursday. So there will be a pickup for that on Wednesday. Go ahead.
Yes, you're absolutely right. She came full circle with that thought, and I was not quick enough. I was like, no, it's Wednesday.
We're delivering them on Thursday, but Wednesday evening from 5:30 to 6:30 in the Wesley Hall drive-through. That's the 17th. We'll be doing drop-offs for that. Gatorade, Sprite, Grapico, or, Sunkist.
Yes, even water bottles.
Water.
Just a case of whatever. Yes, and think outside the box. Diet Coke's lovely, but yes. What's that? Sunkist. I think that's a super popular one. So we'll take it though. Whatever it is, we'll take it. And we're going to...
Do people have to label them or anything?
No, we've got a great big sticker that will just go on each case. Thank you, Anna.
Yay!
And we're going to load those into the van Wednesday night, and then Thursday morning, we just need a couple more volunteers, I think, to pull that together, and then we're going to drop that off for our Thursday. I think it's going to be hot,
Thirsty Thursday.
For the foreseeable future. So they will be pleased with that.
Yes.
Okay, so just to jump back in here, so this is thickened. I've added that in. I stirred it back until it came to the boil, and now I have my little thick blueberry compote. And when we made our roulade earlier, I just added fresh blueberries, which is delicious. But for photo purposes, it's not quite as colourful. To get that beautiful blueberry colour, you really need to cook them.
Oh, that was beautiful.
This roulade is very flexible. You can fill it with any fruit, really. But we're going to leave that to the side.
Yes. And I just want to say hey to Kay Newman and Ruth Russell.
Oh, yes, good morning.
We're so glad y'all are here.
Okay.
So, now that the compote, as she says it, compote
is done. Yes, all eyes on Adrian. So
yes.
Adrian's going to do a bit of egg cracking.
I'm going to get cracking.
We're back. Right, so this calls for a 9x13 sheet pan, and bizarrely I don't have one. All my pans are huge because I'm always cooking for such large quantities. But for me, that's not a problem really. We're just going to lay a piece of roast-proof, you don't say that, we're going to lay a piece of parchment paper in there, and I've just clipped the side to give myself a bit of a case, so that is the right size for us to go.
Oh, shooty. Okay.
So we just want egg whites.
Yes, we do. And we're going to have them.
So we have 4 egg whites. While Adrian's doing that, we're going to try and have all our equipment on at the same time, because we do need to use a couple of machines today.
Yes.
So while she's doing her eggs, I'm going to just make a little start on our macarons. So I've got a cup of finely ground almonds, and I've got 1 3/4 cups of powdered sugar. And although they say extra finely ground, they're not fine enough for a macaron. So both of them are going in here, and I'm going to blitz them, and then I'm going to sieve them. And if you don't have the blitz stage available to you, you can just sieve them. But that's kind of a key step.
Okay. So I've got my egg whites in the bowl.
Yes, you do. And let me just set you up with your whisk.
I just realized, so a couple of weeks ago, James called while we were having Pandemic Pantry, and that is because I didn't set my phone to Do Not Disturb. There we go. Okay.
All right, you got it?
Yes. And my beloved is watching.
Oh,
hey, Russell.
Russell, how are you?
Russell Brand.
Russell Brand, as I always call him.
Because she accidentally put that on the sheet.
Right, so Adrian is going to whisk until they get to not like fully whisked, but well formed. And if you're nervous that you're going too far, stop. Okay. And we'll take a look at it. And while you're doing that, I'm going to pulse on here.
What level?
I would do, just work your way up. 1, 2, and then 3. Ready, steady, go. and then that sometimes happens.
But should I eject these? Okay. We're going.
Go. A little competition here. Who can get there first? All right.
Okay, how am I doing here?
I've finished, crossed the finish line. Oh no, lots more.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, keep going. You can go all the way up to 3. Got like it's down the rhythm.
Ooh, it's foamy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, Adrian. Okay, now this, I would say this is not fully whisked.
Keep going.
Yep, okay.
Keep going. Okay, so look, can you all see where Adrian's got to? So now she's going to start adding, we have 175 grams of sugar, of which we want to add half of it to our roulade a little at a time. So multitasking, you're going to whisk and add at the same time until you get halfway through. And you should be thick and glossy pretty much by then.
Okay.
So probably about 6 spoonfuls, I would guess. On high. We're back. Hope you all, talked amongst yourselves for a minute. I've sieved and just have a few little crumbs that are pretty resistant to going through the bottom of that whisk. So I am going to take those away.
And this is thick and glossy, like Kate said. Alyssa's watching.
Yay, hey
Hey,
Alyssa.
Alyssa.
And again, and even if you don't have this, you can still make a macaron. They're just going to not be quite as attractive. But it's no reason not to have a go if you want to give it a whirl. All right, so Adrian's got half her sugar in. Now we're going to add a teaspoonful of lemon juice. And it goes quick shop. And a teaspoonful of vanilla extract. And we have a teaspoon of cornstarch. So that is going to...
Just right in?
Yep, just right in.
Go on in now. Oh, he doesn't want to go in.
Okay, yeah. And all of our sugar. And I think in an ideal world we would have tipped our cornstarch into our sugar, but it's all good. Now whisk. Whisk away. She didn't bang her beaters on the side. Sometimes it's a temptation to hit and then you're losing some of that wonderful air. So you always want to tap them on your hand or just tap them in the air to release that. So gold star!
Yay! I did it right.
And really, in theory, with parchment paper, you don't need to spray, but our little recipe, in case you're a nervous Nelly, there it is.
I'm a nervous Nelly in the kitchen.
Oh, beautiful. Look at that. That's a lovely, that's nice and thick. And so by adding the acid to that and the cornstarch, we're kind of stretching our amino acid strands. So we're stabilizing our meringue and we're letting it cook, and it'll be marshmallowy with a shorter cooking time. So I am going to just pour that in. Oh! I thought she was running around to get the camera.
Should I?
Would you like me to? Do you want to have a little look? Yes.
Yes.
Let's come in for a close-up.
Look at that.
Look at that.
It's like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Oh, that looks delicious. So we're just going to push that down. And as I say, I have the wrong size tin. It'll be easier for you with the right size tin. But it doesn't really go anywhere. Once you put it in the oven, it's just going to solidify. I want to make sure my corners are thick though. The temptation is to not have it level. You want a corner. And there it goes. And we're going to pop that in the oven for 25 minutes on 320 degrees. So then it goes. Does it? Well, we're going to put it in the top oven because the bottom oven is not actually on.
Oh, Lord.
There you go.
Is that level?
It is now.
Are you all crooked? Let me fix you.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
There we go. All right.
Got it. Okay, so that was as easy as that. So that is our first dessert done.
Yes, done and done.
I'm going to release those and we need to wash those. And I'm going to put, Adrian was so awesome at the whole egg cracking malarkey. We'll have her do it again. So this time, to start our macarons, we have got 3 eggs. And note that both of our sets of eggs, we just left them out overnight, so they are at room temperature. They've already got a head start, and we're going to have a pinch of salt in there. So I wonder what all those children are up to this morning.
I know. I started to watch the video, but I thought, oh, I've got to focus on Pandemic Pantry, but I'm going to watch it later. I saw Victor. Fast forwarded, and I did see Victor reading something. Victor Trotter, one of the best. He's a great actor too. He lives in LA now, but they were able to get Victor to volunteer this summer for Staycation Bible School. So
he was an intern last year, is that right?
Yes, and he worked at the Biscuits, so y'all may know him from Biscuits games.
Yes.
He's a very charismatic fellow.
Not Big Mo, but he was like the rouse.
Yeah, he was like
the rabble rouser.
likes to dance and entertain y'all.
Yes. Well, we've got our own entertainment here, so we're good.
I taught Victor everything he knows.
All right, so back to whisking in just a second. So we've got our sift almonds and powdered sugar. In a second, we're going to start whisking. You're going to want to make sure you've got everything ready to go with macarons. We've got 1/4 cup of sugar. Oh yes, and let's talk about this for a hot second. I don't know if any of you saw the pictures of the meringues we made earlier, but we're going to use pan dam. I don't know if anybody has used that before. It's a Southeast Asian ingredient. It's actually grass, so it comes in these big long leaves, and then they twist them, tie them. One has a hexagon and one has a circle.
Yes.
And then they put it in their food to infuse the flavor, and it gives a beautiful green color. And we wanted to pack a punch with the color of our meringues. So I'm going to use this instead of vanilla essence because it has a flavor, and instead of my food coloring. Yeah.
It's good. It tastes good, and it's
Tastes
pretty.
good, and it's very pretty. So just something different for us to try. Oh, there we go.
All right. Is it safe to leave eggs out overnight?
Yes. I mean, we're going to cook them afterwards. Yes, I think it's fine. I mean, if you're really concerned about that, you need to leave them out for about 4 hours before you cook them.
Okay.
But, yeah. Okay. So do you want to start?
Yes.
So
you want to start whisking again? Same
Did you
drill?
do a pinch of salt?
No.
Okay, tiny pinch of salt.
And just into my hand.
Yes. That helps stabilize the meringue too.
Okay.
Okay. Boom. That's in.
Boom.
All right.
Shakalaka.
And then you are going to whisk away. Right on the hot. So in theory, Adrian ought to be able to tip that upside down and it not come out the bowl. We tried that.
Like they
We
do
had a
at
little
Dairy
boomerang
Queen?
earlier. So real fast. So 1, 2, 3. Go.
Upside down completely?
Go on then.
That's perfect.
Close. I think we could say we've got a stiffly whipped meringue. So there it is. I know, right? Good thoughts. So into that, so it's nice and glossy because it's had its sugar. We're not going to put our colouring in until the end, but now in three goes, we're going to put in our flour mixture. So first lot goes in.
You just fold this in?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm just going to fold this. I want a bit more control now over what's happening. So we're sort of knocking the air out as we're incorporating. So you can cut and fold. You don't want pockets of... If you just go round and round and round with your utensil, you're going to knock all the air out and just end up with sort of soup. You really do want to kind of cut and fold and twist your bowl until you're almost there. Oh, look at that.
Yes.
Lovely jubbly.
Ooh, lovely jubbly. I'm learning all kinds of
It's all coming out today.
vocabulary today.
All right, and there's my third and final option.
I'm just going to come in so everyone can kind of see.
You're maneuvering.
Yes, come and look. See that?
Almost have like a dough, like a sticky dough.
Yes, look at that. So it's completely changed consistency. No, have any of you tried macarons before? You get that little bit.
They're
at
kind
the
of
bottom.
intimidating.
They are. And rightly so. Ours went completely wrong in the practice.
And then right.
And then right. try and try again. Okay, so I can feel that is beginning to, I would say that that's incorporated. So now I'm going to add my colouring. And we're going for a sort of Hulk green. Because it's so pretty with the blueberries. So I'm going to incorporate that. Oh, look at that. And it will show up well on the camera, I think. And so what they say at this point is you're going for the fact that you can make a figure of 8 on top of your mixture.
And it
where
holds
will
its form,
fall-
right?
Yes, where it will lightly fall, but not dissolve. So that's a common mistake, is the over-mixing at this point. So it's fairly quick. Well, it doesn't feel quick. It feels like it's taking a long time. But so without it breaking. So I would say that we're there. You see that's making a figure of 8.
And you can
without
still
coming
see
away
it.
from my
Yes.
spoon. Just try that one more time. See, with it just dropping down. So we're there. That's where we need to be.
All right.
So ho. So we have 3 baking sheets that we have lined with baking parchment. And I just have a round nozzle in the bottom of a piping bag. If you don't have a nozzle, you can just use the piping bag.
Or you can just cut the corner off of a Ziploc, right?
Corner of a Ziploc. Best way to fill it is to grab it in the middle, pull it down with your hand. You can stand it in a jug, or you can just, well, in it goes. Oh,
Hello?
hello. We silenced one thing. That will be. Sorry, people. Somebody took our number and has used it as a job agency, and so we regularly have phone calls.
I can attest to that.
Oh yes, and it does seem to be coming out the other end as fast as it's
Oh
going in the
dear.
top.
Oh
But
no.
that's okay.
That's okay.
Don't panic. I think that's the key tip. And I'm sorry to say, there's quite a large chance that they'll call right back in. But we'll just work with what we've got. Okay, so here I am, ready to go. So when you pipe your macaron, as you can see, it's drippy. So however big it is when you stop piping, it's going to spread a little bit more than that. So I'm not perfect at this, but we'll give it a go. So down it goes, and then stop. In a few minutes you'll see. So you want to leave a little gap. I tend to count in my head, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that they're all the same. Which they're probably not.
They look beautiful.
They're coming, and you can see that they're going down. There's nothing for it. We're just going to have to pipe them all. There we go. So we were thinking that we were going to get quite a few.
Yes, and I have a duty coming up, so I'm going to set y'all down. I have to bang the tray.
Plan B. Right. So then you slam it on the counter 2 or 3 times, and the little air bubbles come up.
And you can see little boop, bubbles have come
So
up.
let's do this next one. How long do we have on that timer for the other meringue?
15 minutes.
Woohoo. Okay.
Okay.
How many, and oh, not the job. How many did I do? How many did we buy?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17.
Okay, and we were saying that you probably get about 30 out of here. So potentially they could be a little bit bigger than this. I personally, they're very sweet. And
Are delicious.
Even
Even the ones that we botched last week.
Oh, here we go.
Good.
Yes.
Does anyone need someone to work for them?
Oh my god. Okay. Adrian is in charge of that. Okay. And third one. So now the next key part of this is that you have to leave your meringues. Can you hear me? I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
That you have to leave your meringues for at least 30 minutes to an hour, your macarons. And they're going to dry during that time, and we may have time to come back and look at these. They'll literally have a skin that you could run your finger over the top of, and you want that so that when they push to grow in the oven, it makes that pretty attractive foot, as we call it, around the outside. So I think we're almost done. If you don't have an even number, that's okay.
That's okay. Because you can just eat one while you're preparing them, and it'll be fine.
And it'll be okay. So there they are. Stand down.
Little bubble pops right on the top, and then those settle. And one thing that Kate told me that I feel like compelled to share with you now is make sure your surface is totally flat on the parchment paper, because if you have like a little, like a lumpy surface, then your macaron is gonna be like this.
Yes, you'll have oval shapes, so they'll, they need to be able to spread into a perfect circle, and also put them on a flat surface, otherwise as they spread, like put the baking sheet on a flat surface, so they'll all tip a funny way also. Just FYI.
Yes. Learn from us.
Okay. Gosh, look at that. We're rocking through our quickness of events. So we're going to move on. I made a pavlova roll earlier.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to show you how to flip this one out the oven, I think. We'll probably still be here in 13 minutes. But basically, once it's done...
She said 13, not 30.
Yes, it's all good. So there it is. Look. So literally 25 minutes. I will be able to show you that one. You dust your baking parchment with powdered sugar, and then you flip. Take the top off and leave it to cool. And now we are going to roll and fill this chap. We have whipped, what did we say, about 200 milliliters, so I don't know, about a generous cup of cream. I've got heavy whipping cream. And then our lovely compote that we made earlier.
Julie Robertson and Judy Duggar are watching. Hi.
Oh, we all need a sweet treat these days. In fact, I'm going to put the kettle on. It's just like when we first started this. This is definitely something to have with a cup of tea.
Tea time.
Okay, I feel very British making this. Oh, because I am. Okay. So you could combine combine the two. So look, this is our compote that I made this morning. So you can see it's a little thicker. Oh, deliciousness. We're going to just fold some of that into the cream, actually. You could use lemon curd, you could use fresh strawberries, you could just put your cream on and then sprinkle fresh blueberries over the top. What did we read in the recipe? You could use rhubarb, which is the original one. A rhubarb compote. They said brambly apples is good if you want to take this into a full dessert.
Strawberries, pears.
It's very versatile. And if you didn't have any of that, you could make a chocolate. You could just sprinkle grated chocolate in the middle. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong. Well, you could whip the cream a little more than this.
Judy Pate, hi.
Hey. I am just going to give my cream a tiny bit more of a whip.
Okay.
I whipped it early this morning, and oftentimes that's not unusual. It doesn't keep its whip. So let's just give it a tiny nudder. Oh look.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, so we've got a very blueberry cream now. I might have liked it more mottled, but that will teach you how to fix the problem.
Yep.
There's no wrong answer at this stage. It's delicious. So tipping cream in. Oh my.
Oh my gosh.
And we were saying you leave yourself a sort of 2 centimeters, so not quite an inch gap around the edge. We haven't had to trim this like you might do with any other kind of roulade that you've made.
Oh, your honey's watching.
Hey, honey. Okay, right. And if you've got a bit too much cream, better to err on the side of caution and just serve it separately, because if you put too much, obviously it's going to roll. Now we need a plate. Oh, here we go. We have a pretty plate. Okay, so I'm sure you've all seen this on, British Bake Off. You crack it a little bit. All right, and then off we go. Roll it round, just like that, and give it just a bit of a love, just to fold it all together. There it is. And then I'm going to lift it on the paper onto the plate. Then I am going to just slide it off.
Beautiful.
And there it is. So I would powdered sugar it. And you know me, we'd probably do, what would we do? We'd do a little bit of mint or something. But let's take a slice out of that so you can all see how pretty that
Hey, Nancy
is.
Cone, you're just in time.
Oh, Nancy, put the kettle on.
Yeah.
Just in time for a piece of set. So we're just going to do a generous cut there. I want you all to be able to see just how pretty that looks. And then our fresh blueberries are in the other fridge, but a handful of fresh blueberries we can pop on there, a little sprig of mint. It's as light as a feather, and you can see here you've got all of that marshmallowy texture inside your meringue. So that is something to try for sure. So we can slide that little chap over here. And then I'm just going to take a second to clean up.
And you want to talk about mixing it up the next week?
Mixing it up.
Yes, the mixture drive.
It's like prompts and not prompts.
Oh. Hey, Glenda Adams.
Yes.
Recipe,
So,
yes, the recipe's coming.
the recipe, yes, for sure. And if you've got any questions about the recipe, just call us and ask us or send me a message, and I'll add all that together for you. Yes, so Wednesday, we talked about that for anyone who's joining us late. Wednesday, we're doing our soda pop drop. Then the following Thursday, we are mixing it up for healthcare workers, which was a fun play on words. We thought we baked a lot, so maybe we'll do like a salty snack or a sweet and salty. So some
Trail
sort of
mix.
yeah, trail mix,
Chex
period, really.
mix.
And if you don't want to do that, we also want to collect lip balms and gum. So when you're out shopping, if you can throw some of that into your cart, that would be excellent. Because their mouths get very dry under all of those masks that they're wearing, and I know that's very helpful. And Adrian and I were talking, we're going to go on Pinterest and just pick some, but you can do a Chex mix. You know, it doesn't, I know nuts are lovely, they're also quite expensive, but there's all sorts of different mixes
Puppy
that you can
Chow
do.
is a really popular mix.
yeah.
Have you ever had that?
No.
It's got powdered sugar.
Yum.
Powdered sugar and Chex mix, and it's just, it's
Yes. and I think
insanely good.
that sounds good. I think you can do pretzels too, where you lay them out and just
absolutely.
drizzle them with chocolate. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, yes, and then just some craisins or whatever. So yeah, we'll hook you up with some ideas, and then anything that you have to think outside the box. And maybe Adrian, do you want to show that little bottle
Yes.
close up? While I clear up this bit.
So here's the pandan. Am I getting close enough? You get
I got that on Amazon. It was $6. So it's all natural.
Pandan.
Pandan.
I'm really close to the
And we
thing.
came across that when
Flavoring.
we were researching for our avocado ice cream.
It's even
It's
spelled,
very-
flavoring is even spelled the English way.
Yeah.
Hey,
What can I
Libby.
say?
Libby Norris is watching. Okay, so anyway, this is good. And
And
I
now,
am going to promote
6 minutes.
Art. It is time to get painting, everybody. We have 2 art workshops coming up. 50 Plus is hosting Gail Jones outside at Oak Park in a pavilion. I'm going to have big fans and water for everybody.
And I am a big fan when it comes to her workshops. If you
Yes.
haven't taken one, they are
She's
so
such
much
a good
fun.
teacher. She provides all the supplies. It's $45 for the student, and she provides everything. She's a great teacher, great instructor, sweet, sweet lady. We're going to do that on Friday, June 26th at 9 a.m. If you want to sign up, call me, 239-4324.
Yes, and
And-
don't be intimidated. People who haven't painted before, who've been sitting in class with us, I mean, you'll leave with a masterpiece.
Yes.
And you'll be very impressed with
And it's
yourself.
pears. We're painting pears. It's beautiful. And even one of the pears even has like a little produce sticker on there, which is totally up to you if you want to paint the sticker on. But I thought that was really cute. And then June 29th, we are painting Batik towels. That'll be fun. That's through AARP. And Ann Harvey Hales called me because she said, I want you to provide some free kits to some of your people if they want to take the workshop. So guys, we still have like 12 spots, 12 free kits, and you'd be painting a batik, I guess, kitchen towel, and basically you're doing school glue and fabric paint, and then you pull the school glue off, and it's this beautiful painting. Margaret Barber and Danae Morgan are going to be hosting that workshop.
And we're going to be on that. We are both. We are
We're
both
taking
gonna
it,
have a
and
go.
we're excited. So that will be online. But the Gail Jones one on the 26th is in person. So June 26th, Gail Jones,
Friday.
$45
That's a Friday.
Friday. And then Batik Workshop through AARP, June 29th. That's at 10 a.m. That's a Monday.
So you can spend all day with
You
us.
can be with us all day. We can paint together, and then we can talk about. Well, we're not gonna tell you yet.
Oh,
what
yeah.
Are we? Yeah.
We're
I don't
making
wanna tell you
something
yet.
super
Yes.
special. Okay, so look. Due to all of our chatting, look, I was able to get, in a nice way, we were able to get, look, this is our finished macarons. So you can see we've got our little foot on there. They're not perfect, but they're quite lovely,
beautiful.
actually. And you could do a much paler green if you wanted to, but I think the whole essence of a macaron is just to go a little outside the box and just to do something fun. So I made a basic buttercream, 2 sticks of butter, and 3 cups of powdered sugar, and just whisked that together. You could put vanilla essence in there if you wanted to. I didn't.
It looks so good.
Because we had taken some of that compote that I made, the one that I made before that, because we've made quite a few in the last few days. So what I'm going to do, can you see them here? Look, they just turned out super cute. I'm going to show you how we got there with that final stage.
Yes, they're beautiful. And then there's the buttercream, yum. And a couple of you have asked about the recipe. We will be posting the recipe. We weren't sure if we were going to be doing macarons before yesterday. So now that we have that recipe ready to pull the trigger on, and we do have a group page on Facebook. So if you join the Pandemic Pantry group page. You can go to the 50 Plus Facebook page and go to groups, and that'll take you there.
Yes, and and join the 50 Plus page too, because then you'll get all Adrian's wonderful updates on everything that she has. So spread the love with your friends. Okay, so what I chose to do for this one is I'm going to put in some buttercream.
Can I try some of the piping?
Yes, you can try some of the piping. And then I'm going to put this in, just sort of ad-libbing it down the side. So it's going to do its magic in the bag. And we're going to pour like 2 minutes out, girls and boys. Okay, so I'm going to do one, and then we're going to let Adrian
Okay.
do it. So we're going to squeeze it down, and you may have to squeeze back in until it starts to do its magic, because we want that mottled effect. Can you see that? Oh. Okay, and then they're delicate. So we're going to just really go around the edge. You don't need really much more than that. And you don't want to go all the way to the edge, because in theory, we are just going to squidge.
Yes.
Oh. And there we go, our little macaron. And they tell you to leave them in the fridge or to leave them to one side overnight so that they bloom. I don't imagine ours will last quite that long, but you could if you've made enough that you're fed up with them.
Okay.
So yes,
Here
Adrian,
goes nothing.
get your plate.
Oh, okay. So I'm going down the edge. I saw Kate do this, like a little
Yes,
twisty.
that's it. So
Oh my gosh.
look, and then just take your other one and nestle it. Give it a little squeeze.
Oh, I broke it.
You did.
Adrian.
Okay. But not on the other side.
Not on the top. Okay, now I'll just be
It's
more
okay,
gentle.
so just be super gentle. And keep it fat on the outside, and you won't.
Yes, now I had a little blueberry creep through, so he created
Yes.
a bubble. And then I guess you put
Okay,
it down.
and we beeped over here, so let's look at this.
Okay, so I guess word to the wise, don't press down in the middle because they are quite delicate. Don't do like I did.
And the larger they are, the more delicate they are. So if you're new, just go with smaller ones. Oh, still not in the bottom oven.
And that will come down to your piping
Oh,
when you're putting it on
look
the baking
at this. Okay, so
Oh my
here is,
gosh.
this is what your meringue roulade looks like when it comes out the oven. So a lot like it did when you put it in. Look, it hasn't really moved at all. So there it is.
Oh, that is beautiful.
The aroma is divine. So we're going to leave it just a couple more seconds because we have a few more minutes. And then I'm just going to show you how to flip him out.
He's going to flip out.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
What am I going to put there?
There we
I'm
go.
just gonna put
Yes.
that on here.
This is so satisfying. This is so
And then if you run out of blueberry, which is, let yourself run out of blueberry. Oh,
just the twisting part.
look at that.
Oh,
Yes. And then let's do a couple of sprinkles.
Oh,
I can show you how that works.
I'm here for the sprinkles. I got it.
I've got
I'm
the
here for it.
sprinkles in my teacup, like just at the side here. So in with the buttercream, and you can get creative with your fillings. You don't have to have buttercream. You could put lemon curd. You could put confiture, little jam in there.
Oh.
Golly, what else would you do?
Hi, Linda Herbert and Cynthia Compassi. We're so
Hi,
glad you're
hi.
here.
Linda is in England. Hello. Gosh, so I've got to really spit spot with the accent right now. Okay, so then this one.
I'm going
we
to
are
come
gonna go-
closer, everybody.
Linda is a great baker. Her girls love to bake. So we're going to put our little edge on, and then I've got just rainbow sprinkles in the teacup. I'm just going to go around the edge with those. Maybe not. Oh, look, yum.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they look homemade. But
They're
they
beautiful.
look pretty
They're
lovely.
lovely.
Let's do another one. And now recipes tell you, they say they really don't last very long in our house, but you can freeze them and bring them out when you need them. So, you know, you could make them on a Thursday before the rush of a weekend, put them in the freezer and have them for when your family comes into town.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be so impressed.
Lovely.
Delicious. So, well, we've got to stop.
Yeah,
one
let's just
more.
come on, let's
just
crack
do
on.
it. Let's do it. And if you don't have a piping bag, you know, let's just do a splodgy one. You can just do it this way. Let's get the last little bit out from here. Oh, hello. Cheeky.
That one will have a lot of filling.
Oh,
Mm.
that's gonna be a good one. Look at that. Oh, yum. Yummy, delicious. And then again, we'll just pop him in our sprinkles. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's a very, don't be fooled, the colour is very vibrant, but the flavour is very delicate.
Mm-hmm.
So there's our pretty Oh, pretty macarons. So, another little clear up.
Can you see the whole counter? Yes. Okay.
On my back?
Yeah.
Could you just do a super sweet flavor thing
Yes.
and run to the outside fridge and grab with this bowl and grab a few fresh blueberries?
Yes.
Right, and while she's doing that, I'm just going to show you how to flip your meringue. So it says leave it just for a few minutes. You want a big sheet of paper. You want to dust it with your icing sugar, powdered sugar, and be generous. And accept the fact it's going to make a slight cloud as you do it. So there it is. And then I'm just going to bring him forward like this. Take my clip off. And then you're just going to be brave, like we said. Be strong and just do it. 1, 2, 3, go.
Yes.
And there it is.
That
But you
is
don't want to
beautiful.
pause because otherwise it just slide off, especially as you've oiled. And that's it. So then this little chap is going to wait until he's cold, and then we will roll. I'm sorry.
He's so beautiful.
To roll and fill another room.
But you've seen the rolling and the filling, so that's good.
Yes. So he's ready. He's ready for another party. So
Yeah.
so
So we'll
we are
have to
so
have
glad that you came with us. We're going to just pull those together.
Yes.
Pour the water on our cup of tea. I don't know that I can wait much longer to try a macaron. But I hope that you'll feel brave enough to have a go. Look, just some fresh blueberries over the top. You could put a spoonful of blueberry compote. My mother would give you a nice little cake fork to eat that with. There it is. Look, that's a Mary Berry cake fork. So pretty. So, happy days. So I hope that you can all have a bit of fun in the kitchen. Let's cut another slice so you can just see again. It's just so easy to cut. Light as a feather, no calories at all.
It's fat free.
It is gluten free though. Let me just say, all of that is gluten free.
Yes.
It's not a thing.
Beautiful. Look at that.
Well, thank you everybody again. Thank you for your time. We're glad that you were with us.
Yes, we are.
And we're going to play our way out and eat a macaron.
Yes. I'm really
All right.
sorry that we have to do that.
Yeah, I'm sorry you have to witness that, but you know.
Thanks for tuning in to the show. If you wanted to make meringue, now you know. But unfortunately now we have to go. But next week we'll be making a pork butt and pistachio bread.
So join us then.
See you then. Oh wait, no, I gotta eat a macaron.
Oh, yes.
Dang.
Dang. Ready, steady?
This one?
Anyone. 1, 2, 3. So good. So
Oh my
good.
gosh. Oh my god.
Bye, everybody.